Hi, everybody, and welcome to Proline. It's the first of a couple of shows that we've got. This is our college basketball edition. Jim Feist is here. I'm Dave Kochen. There's Jeff Sod sitting in the middle from LVSS. We got some great stuff to talk about. A couple of really intriguing games coming up this weekend in college basketball. Georgetown taking on Creighton. Villanova matching up with Marquette. You know what happened on Monday when Creighton faced Villanova. And you know what happened on Monday when Georgetown faced Marquette. So some interesting things coming out of those two games. Before we get to that, though, let's catch you up on the offers that we have. And, Jeff, let's start with you. Big NFL run. I mean, 33-13 is huge, and a great weekend as well with the hoops.
Yeah, I had two conference games of the year on Saturday. The Big East game of the year was Butler. That was a winner. My Big Ten game of the year was Michigan. They were getting 8 points, and they won outright. Overall on Saturday, I was 5-1 in college basketball. And as you said in the NFL, since week 12, I'm 33-13. I'm 7-2-1 in the playoffs. So everything's going well here at LVSS. This week I have another conference game of the year in college basketball. It's $50 online. You can get it for only $19 by calling LVSS at 1-866-575-8916, 1-866-575-8916. Like another conference game of the year this Saturday, $50 online, just $19 when you call. 1-866-575-8916.
Well, I had a pretty good weekend myself. 13-3 on all the plays, 9-2 Saturday. I had a 6-0 run in hoops. Won both playoff games with the Seahawks and the Broncos. Had a pair of window plays on the Blazers and Oregon State in the NBA and college basketball that got there. And those window plays, when I put these online, they're $500 a piece. They're only for really big players. So this is a pretty good special that I've got right here. You're going to get 7 days of these high roller plays in the NBA and college. 7 full days. You do the math. The $500 a piece online, you're getting them all for 7 days. That's a lot, okay? And you're only going to pay $40. All of them, $40. No additional charges on that whatsoever. That's 49. No, it's $40. I couldn't read my own writing. Yeah, okay. I couldn't tell whether it was 40 or 49, but it actually is $40. Actually, it's 49. Boy, it's just amazing. I'm staring right at it. You know what? I said 40. Let's just do it for $40. How's that? It says 49 on here, but I'm going to go with $40. I have editorial control on this. I'm making an executive decision. We'll also include Saturday's college basketball window game of the year. There's a matchup I like on Saturday, and I really like this matchup a lot. Obviously, I don't know what the line's going to be in the game yet, but we can pretty much estimate within 1 or 2 points. And it's not a situation where it's, the line is off or anything like that. It's just a really good situation that I want to take advantage of. Scheduling dynamics play a big role in college basketball, so we'll be stepping in with this one. That's included. 1-866-896-1629 is the number to call. That's 1-866-896-1629. Jim, it says here you have an offer for $39, but you also could make an executive decision and change the price, I suppose.
Well, yeah, they send me these scripts, and then I do the wrong thing. I just keep studying games, and I forget the scripts. And
that's what I do.
Why don't you read off my ad for me?
It says, wow, this is pretty good. It says NBA and college hoops through the tournament for $39. It includes the Super Bowl and a big play tonight, a high roller play tonight. And by the way, I can mention this. 44-27-1 NFL run, 8-0 on NFL totals, and the basketball plays as well. $39 for everything through the tournament in college and pro basketball, NCAA and college hoops, plus the Super Bowl. $39. 1-866-841-1655. That's through the tournament. That's into April. For $39, Jesus. Okay. Well, the scriptwriters came up with a pretty good one there. That's a strong ad. So I do. Look,
I was kidding. Now I have to make an executive decision, but I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to stick with the office. They made it $39. We'll stick with the $39. The number is still the same, so I'm not going to even jerry-rig the number. 1-866-841-1655. I will tell you this. I mean, I made a very strong play on the Super Bowl already. I mean, we know how that opened up, and we'll talk about that a little bit here. NBA and college hoops through the tournament for $39, including the Super Bowl and a bonus high roller going tonight. $39, 1-866-841-1655. Did I mention I was on an 8-0 run on my totals in the playoff? Oh, you did. See? Yes. You know, I didn't have enough coffee this morning.
Hey, Dunkin' Donuts.
There you go. Where's mine?
It's at Dunkin' Donuts, actually.
So let's get on with the show.
Let's do it. Georgetown and Creighton. You know, I watched the Georgetown game on Monday against Marquette. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know for sure what's wrong with the team, but I think I do. And I really think it's John Thompson III. It's just, look, they go through the same thing every January. Mm-hmm. You look it up. This team constantly has gone through these issues in January. They've got a lot of talent on that team, but they can't put the ball in the basket. They don't run a good offense. Marquette's not much of a team this year, and we'll talk about them in a minute. But Marquette found a way to win that game in the overtime. Very unimpressive on the Hoyas' part. And now they've got to go on the road to Omaha, and they have to.
Hey, that was a great bet. The line was 62. He only said it 31 times.
I know it, huh?
So I go online to bet the damn thing under, right? And nobody would take more than $500.
Really?
So it was like, well, I got some coffee money. What am I going to say?
Not bad. Well, you obviously did not spend any of it this morning at Dunkin' Donuts. Creighton was amazing on Monday. That was a great performance by Creighton, a record-breaking performance at Villanova. Wow, they blow that team's doors in. So now you're going to have to pay a price here, Jeff. Does that change what you do in terms of handicapping this game? I mean, the line's going to be higher than it might normally be here.
Much higher. What you said about Georgetown, I was going to say the same thing. It's been this way for a long time. Even when the first John Thompson coach there, they play a relatively easy non-conference schedule. Then they get to the conference and they have problems. They choked against that game against Marquette last night. I was 4-1 on Monday. The only game I lost was Georgetown. They had a 4-point lead. They're at the line with about 27 seconds to go. The guy misses the free throw, and then they foul. I mean, it's the worst thing they could have done, and then that cost them. They lose in overtime, but they had mental mistakes, missed foul shots, and they shot 38% last night on Monday night against Seton Hall. They shot 34%. So it's the same old thing: inconsistent offense, and that's why you just can't trust this team. They have a couple of good guards there, Devontae Smith-Rivera and Marvell Starks, but they have also trouble. Joshua Smith, the center, is probably not going to play. He has academic problems, and they lost Jabril Traore for the season. So Georgetown right now is not an easy team to go with right now, and now they have to go play Creighton, which has, as we saw on Monday, a tremendous offense led by Doug McDermott. Ethan Raggi had 9 3-pointers, and the whole team had 21 3-pointers. They did lose the Providence on Saturday when the Friars controlled the tempo and won the rebounding battle. But right now, this line might be even close to 10 on Saturday after what everybody saw on Monday night. So I would lean toward Creighton this game. It would probably be Creighton or nothing.
You know, I don't think I can play this game because I don't want Georgetown. The way to beat Creighton is, you just said what Providence did, and that's exactly the way to at least have a chance to beat this team, is to slow them down and control things in the paint. I don't think Georgetown disciplined enough to do that. They're just not a very smart basketball team. Joshua Smith being out, on the one hand, I don't know that they miss him terribly because the guy has, he has weight problems. I don't think he's the smartest basketball player I've ever seen. But the flip side of that is that he does clog the lane, and he slows things down by himself in a sense. So I think they kind of will miss his presence here. And I don't know that he's going to be playing anymore for Georgetown with the academic issues. It really is, we've been doing this for a long time. And the one thing you learn over the years is that when one team has an unbelievably good game and the other one lays a rotten egg, you probably want to be on the rotten egg team the next time around because you're going to get value. But, Jim, I don't think I can play him here. I just have no faith in this Georgetown team. I think they're mentally weak. And they could run in and get blown out here. I am not going to beat Creighton. I know that. But I don't.
Well, there's no question, Dave. What you said is, if you look at the performance that Creighton had, 21 three-pointers is absolutely remarkable. They're going to come home. Their heads are big. You know, the world thinks, the public is probably going to bet this team because of all that. Georgetown, however, ranks 4th in the league in scoring defense, allowing 66 points per game. They rank 2nd in field goal percentage, 38%. And they're 14-7 ATS following an ATS loss. Creighton is due for a letdown. And if anything, I will not be laying 10 points with Creighton. And I very well may be taking those points with Georgetown because they're looking at, hey, this team just hit 21 3-point field goals. Hey, we're a big underdog, double digit. We're embarrassed. We played terrible. We blew it in the last couple minutes. No matter how bad they are, mentally weak, whatever it is, they're going to come with an effort because they want to clean their slate a little bit and say, let's put that behind us and start off. This is the beginning of our new season right here today. And I think the value is all with Georgetown.
No, I can't disagree with any of that. Let's get you updated with the free plays that are available every day. Jim, there's a way for people to get a free selection on their cell phone. It's a very easy process, isn't it?
It really is. Here's my cell phone right here. You just pick this up and dial winner to 313131, and I will send you free plays to this every day. Now, you don't have to have this particular phone. You can have an iPhone. You could have any kind of phone you want. Right here to this phone. You text winner, WINNER, to 313131. See, Dave, I actually have props. I may not have coffee, but I have props.
Well, so do I. And for mine, all you need to do, the first thing you need to do is you need to close the windows on here where the porn's on. And then what you need to do is text Kokin, C-O-K-I-N, to 313131. That's C-O-K-I-N to 313131. And you get back a free play on tape. Not on tape. You can get free plays on tape, too. But you get the free play. It's the most simple form as all. It's just Dave's free play today is such and such. And that's it. So it's real easy. Take advantage of it. It doesn't cost anything. And the plays win more than they lose. Villanova and Marquette, that's the flip side of it. Villanova off this disastrous game on Monday. It was embarrassing. They're the number 4 team in the nation. People are talking about them being a squad that could make a deep run come March Madness, and they had a very bad game. They never did adjust defensively, and I don't know, it kind of looked like they fell into that fat and happy syndrome, which it happens to teams once in a while where they're at home, they're playing really good ball, and just have one of those nights where the confidence is too high and the other team comes in steaming off a bad game themselves like Creighton did, and bad things happen. So that happened to Villanova. Marquette is back home here. And again, I watched the game with Georgetown, and I'm still just not impressed. Marquette's a really well-coached basketball team. Buzz Williams is a terrific basketball coach. I think he gets the most out of this squad. They play gritty on both ends of the court. They're not the most athletic team in the world, and they're really not a very good offensive team. Now, this is a spot where I think Villanova becomes an obvious play. And I'm going to see what they do with the line here. If it's cheap enough, I think Villanova's going to bounce back and get the win. But whether I play this or not is all going to be dependent on what they do with the number. I'm not going to lay more than a basket, I can tell you that. And my suspicions are that I'll have to, which will probably keep me off the game. But Villanova would be the side to look at. I'll give you a consideration if you like college basketball teasers. Now, I don't play college basketball teasers myself. I'm just I'll play them in football every once in a while. I don't think they're a particularly good bet in college basketball. And I can go into a long song and dance as to why. But I know some people do like to play them. Well, if you do, that might be the way to look at Villanova in this game, Jeff.
Yeah, this is the type of game that Jim was talking about Georgetown. When you look really awful one game, you might want to bet on that team the next one. No matter how talented you are or how prepared you are, when the opponent comes out and shoots 60% from three-point range and 57% overall, there's not much you can do about it. You're going to lose no matter what. And it's just one of those things that happen. It doesn't mean you're a bad team, just that you're just one of those nights the other team came out like a house on fire. So, but we're going to see how good Villanova is the next three games. The next three games are on the road against Marquette, Georgetown, and Temple. Marquette could have renewed confidence after that big win at Georgetown. Before that game, they were 0-9 against the spread in the Big East going back to last season. So that could be something in Marquette's favor. That's something that they get over the hump, and now they're ready to really take off. But it's hard to bet this Marquette team because, as you said, their offense is last year was terrible. They were terrible shooters last year. This year it's a little bit better. They're shooting 45%, but only 30% from three-point land. So this is a tough game. Marquette, they're led by Devontae Gardner, Jamil Wilson. They combined for 27 points, 12 rebounds. Guard Jake Thomas made some clutch shots in the game Monday night. But as you said, I'll have to wait and see what the line is here. There are things for and against each team here. Villanova, you have the bounce back game, and Marquette, you have a game where they are coming off a great game where they really had a big road win. Now, will it carry over to this next game? Hard to say. If the Lions, 3 or 4 points, I'd probably lay off the game as you said. Right now it's too close to call, Dave.
Jim, Marquette, they really needed that win on Monday. They've been struggling, and they were up a loss to Butler in overtime. For them to get a win on the road in overtime, at least it's going to boost their confidence some. But they've had trouble in Big East play recently. Going back to last year, they haven't covered too many spreads in the conference.
Oh, my God. They were 1-9 ATS in their last 10 versus the Big East, Dave. I mean, it's so difficult to play this team. And now you're going to play against a team that's totally coming in off an embarrassment. Yeah, they were ranked number 4. Maybe they were reading their press clippings. That could be it, too. A lot of times that happens. I mean, these are 18, 22-year-old kids, and that does happen. So I look for a real big bounce back from Villanova. The problem is they're on the road, and you're not going to ever really get rich with road teams in conference, especially if they might be laying points. I mean, that's probably the worst bet, unless you're playing, a real crappy team that can't hold up and doesn't get much home court advantage. But Marquette's going to be pretty sky high to play a team that was ranked number 4, and they're probably feeling pretty confident coming off a win. But they haven't been a good bet, ATS, in this conference. So this is a very difficult game to handicap. I really don't have an opinion.
All right. Well, big opinions are coming up for all of us on some key selections this weekend and right now, during the week in college basketball and the NBA as well. So let's get everybody updated with the offers and also a little best bet action. As far as the games that we're looking at here are concerned, I'll start with myself. It's a shaky call. The situation on Georgetown and Creighton is so good that I can't play the Creighton side. I don't really want the Georgetown side, but what I do want in the game, I think Georgetown is going to find a way to just turn this into an ugly basketball game. That's the only chance they've got. They cannot possibly run with Creighton. So wait for the total to pop up in this game. I think you might get some value on the under. You can also draw value on totals based on what a game did. And with Creighton coming up a game where they, shoot 20-something threes and put a pile of points up, and the Georgetown Marquette game got reasonably high scoring as well. I think you're actually going to get a little value there. So let's go under Georgetown Creighton. There will be a total on that game on Saturday. Take advantage of this offer because it involves some of my biggest plays. This is a high roller special. You're going to get 7 days of my window plays in the NBA and college. They're $500 a piece when they're sold online. So that's as much as $3,500 in online value that you're going to get for $40. This is the one where I changed the price. It was supposed to be $49. It's now $40. It'll also include my college basketball window game of the year on Saturday. So make sure and take advantage by calling 1-866-896-1629. That's 1-866-896-1629. Coming up, a great weekend. Looking to keep it rolling. Jeff, you've been on a phenomenal run in the NFL and had a great weekend in hoops as well, and you've got a very good special right now.
Yeah, I won both my conference games of the year last Saturday, and I have another one this Saturday. It's $50 online, only $19 if you call LVSS 1-866-575-8916. 7-2-1 in the NFL playoffs, 33-13 since week 12. Everything's going well at LVSS. Everybody's making money, so don't miss out. Call LVSS at 1-866-575-8916 to get that college conference game of the year on Saturday.
All right, and Jim, this is I read the ad, and then you read the ad. It's actually an amazing special because this runs into early April for $39. I'm doing the math. That's like 50 cents a day.
Well, wait a minute. We got 50 cents a day. What are we, back in 1936? I mean, inflated dollars and everything. Yeah, that is 50 cents a day. It's about right. The NBA and college hoops through the tournament for $39, including a Super Bowl and a bonus high roller going tonight. All for $39. 1-866-841-1655. That's 1-866-841-1655. $39. Well, as far as the best bet, I definitely have to go with Georgetown. The value's there. Even though I don't really care for that team, I think the spot is perfect. So I'm going to go with Georgetown as the best bet. And your best bet is 1-866-841-1655. That's for $39. And after you win this weekend with that special and all through the tournament, you can buy a lot of McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Like, they didn't bring anything for Jeff or I. Nothing. You notice that? We get nothing.
That's the kind of guy I am. I'm old and I don't share anymore, okay? That's it. Now, we have another show this week where we're going to do some NBA, and that's the one you want to check out for some Super Bowl information, as we'll start to break down the big games between the Broncos and the Seahawks. So watch that edition of Proline as well. Meanwhile, for Jim and Jeff, I'm Dave Koken, and we thank you for watching this one. Hope you have a great weekend in college basketball, and we'll look at you again next week. See ya.